Hugo Ekitike to Liverpool is done, guys. And I think Hugo is the crowning jewel on top of something that's really good for football. It's really, really good for football. And it looks like it's not, but it actually is, right? Because it gives teams like Liverpool FC, who were very much a mid table team before FSG got involved, that they can have a long-term plan. And it's not going to be overnight. Let's get this very clear. And I think that's a reality that a lot of fans and a lot of rival fans need to understand. It takes time to build something like this. It took Liverpool 10 years to get to a spot where we could spend money like this, where we could spend 200, $300 million like this, where literally our entire history and ownership under FSG, we only spent what we earned. And it's different now because we were able to earn that. And Hugo is the precipice. I'd even say maybe Florian was. But I love this because, and I think maybe Hugo, yes, because Hugo is another 60, 70, $80 million signing after we already did the $100 million signing, that there's still more left. And we still have more that we can spend. Why? Because we were responsible with what we had before. For the last 10 years, we waited. We bided our time. And we built our football club the right way. And the best man that could have ever done that and been spearheaded that whole thing was Jurgen Klopp and, of course, Michael Edwards. The appointment of Jurgen Klopp was a masterstroke. He's one of the only managers that I think could have revived this sleeping giant in Liverpool the way that he did and rebuilt it the way that he did to give us the platform to be what we are today. This is quite literally, if you play FIFA or if you play EA, this is road to glory accumulated and realized. You want to get to a point where you can start bringing the best players into your club and you have pull and the players that are available. They say, nah, it was always Liverpool. Hugo said that today. It was always Liverpool. Florian said that. It was always Liverpool. Frimpong said that. It was always Liverpool. Kirk has said that. And we took 10 years to build this up for players to pick us over Madrid, over Manchester United, over Chelsea, over Tottenham, over Arsenal, because we were responsible with what we had. And we won and we built football and did football the right way. Last year was the best thing that could happen to football, where a new manager, a young manager can come in after a dynasty had already been built and the foundation had been laid and be successful and not spend a dime. And tactics were reborn where you don't have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars in order to be successful. But when you are successful, you then have the opportunity and you have the choice and you get the privilege to build on top of what you've built because you've built it the right way. Hopefully, you guys are getting what I'm saying. Hopefully, you guys are understanding what I'm saying. This is not Liverpool finding oil money. This is Liverpool finally being able to spend what was earned over the past 10 years. 10 years of being stewards, 10 years of being responsible, despite it not being in maybe what the fans think best interest. Hugo is the precipice of that. And whatever comes after this, because there may be more. But the fact that we can go and spend another 60, 70, $80 million after already spending almost $150 million is incredible. And it's earned and we deserve it as a club. I see a lot of other clubs saying that they're jealous of us. I'm seeing a lot of jealousy, actually, is what I'm actually seeing, because their club was spending hundreds of millions of dollars and we never said nothing about it. Maybe Manchester City. We said something about Manchester City. I think everybody did. But we never said nothing about it. I saw an Arsenal fan say, where's Liverpool getting all this money from?
Hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. That's splat. That's splat right there.
It was the money we didn't spend when you were spending $100 million on Brighton players. It was the money we didn't spend when you were spending $60, $70 million on players that's not even getting into your second team right now. That's where that money came from. And don't be mad because Your fan base and your club pressured your backroom staff into making dumb signings, and ours just never folded. Don't get us wrong. We put pressure on our backroom staff as well. We demanded things as well. But the thing is that our ownership group ain't new to this. And this ain't a whole FSG glaze session. It might be a glaze session over Hughes and Edwards, and Klopp and Slot. I'll take that. But get this, understand this. FSG do this. This ain't the first time they've owned a franchise and a dynasty with history behind it. This is all they do. They ain't owned by somebody that got interest in other things and real estate and hotels and whatever. FSG do this with the Patriots, with the Red Sox, the Patriots dynasty. They're not new to this. We've been doing this. They've been doing this. So should we be surprised that Liverpool is now a dynasty in ascendancy? And now that we've have the opportunity after we've won things to be smart with our acquisitions. That's what Hugo is a smart acquisition. All of this, Verts, Kirkus, Frimpong, they're smart acquisitions because now we are building in the club's ascendancy, not in their descendancy. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Because so many clubs make the mistake of trying to build when they're descending, a la Manchester City, a la Manchester United. You try to build when you're on the downside. You're supposed to build when you're in your ascendance. The whole term, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That doesn't exist in football. You should always be improving and always getting better because there's somebody over your shoulder that's getting better and coming after your spot, especially when you're talking about athletics. So I love this. Liverpool being ruthless is everything that we've wanted to see as a club. And this is the completion of a 10-year plan coming to fruition. Hugo is the sign of that. He is an animal, he is a machine, and he is picture perfect for this Liverpool FC side. And hearing he only wanted us makes it even sweeter. I'm not even going to talk about the stats and stuff like that. If you want to know all the stats and stuff like that, go watch my last video about Hugo Ekitike. He's a beast. The goals are fantastic. The assists are even better. But what he does off the ball is going to make him perfect for Liverpool FC. And while you're there, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Right down below where you guys are watching from and who are you most excited for this season out of the new signings. And who do you think's coming next? We're going to do a video on that of who's coming next because we ain't done. We gotta strengthen that back line a little bit, especially if Kanate is going. And then we got to figure out what Diaz is doing as well. And speaking of Diaz, we could have another 70 or 100 million coming our way. Don't be surprised that at the end of this transfer window, we are in a really good net spend still. I'm hearing reports that we could spend another 200 million and still not be in PSR trouble. Why? Because we were responsible. Even when the fan base didn't want us to be. Even when I didn't want us to be. We were responsible and we did not buy to buy. And I'll take opportunistic FC. This is the result of reckless spending by other clubs, buying just to buy, because now star players are becoming available, like Verts, like Rodrigo, like Ekitike, Frimpong, Kirkes, some of these players that they would want in their side. And they're not looking at you because you're not winning. And you've spent money, and young players have come to your club and they've come there and their careers have died. Why would they go to Man United? Why would they go to Arsenal? Well, Chelsea's in a different way right now. Chelsea always finds a way to win. But why would they go to any other club than Liverpool right now, who is in their ascendancy? The project looked so attractive to young players. Liverpool is the place to be. Rivals will complain about this transfer window for generations, guys. But they have no one else to blame but their ownership group and themselves for putting so much pressure on their backroom staff and forcing them to make dumb signings. And honestly, if you are a professional business person and you own clubs and you do billion-dollar deals for a living, you should never, ever, ever be pressured by the fans of the club. You should be knowing what you're doing, and you should have a long-term plan that you have already mapped out, 10, 15, 20-year plan, especially when you're talking about billion-dollar entities. If you're going off of a whim, you're in a lot of trouble. If the guy signing off on the checks does not have a plan, the way that Michael Edwards has a plan, mastermind, by the way, your club's in a lot of trouble. I'm grateful for them. I really am. And the complexity of running clubs is far beyond what I understand and what you understand watching this video right now. And we have to trust FSG and what they are doing because they haven't missed very often. They will miss, and they have missed, and they will make mistakes. Edwards will make mistakes. Hughes will make mistakes. Slot will have lows. We will have losing seasons under him. It's going to happen. Don't get me wrong. But for the long term health and dynasty of this club, it's going to be different, baby. Welcome to the new age of Liverpool FC. The dynasty has become, there's no straying from the mission anymore. Rivals can't call it oil money or whatever they want to call it. This is precision. This is execution on a long-term plan. And LFC is set up for dominance financially, competitively, on and off the pitch. Get ready, strap in. The credit has to go to that backroom staff for never wavering, for what this club's vision was meant to be from day one. Hugo is more than a signing. He is proof that football in the traditional way isn't dead, that doing football the right way of bringing young players up through the academy in Trent, in Connor Bradley, in Creamy and Callagher, in some of these really great young Harvey Elliott, and not spending just to spending, taking players that were written off by other clubs and turning them into legends and superstars and winning Champions Leagues the right way and doing a whole season without spending a dime and winning the Premier League is the way to do it. And then when you have success, you build and create that dynasty and you let the rivals grovel and say, it ain't fair because you did it the right way and they know it in their hearts and hearts that there's nothing they can do about it, but just watch us. Liverpool is back on their perch, baby. You capitalize. This right here is pure football. This is pure football. I'm excited for this season, baby. I'm excited for the movies that we're going to make. And we got to do it for Diogo. We can't forget Diogo. We got to do it for number 20. And we're going to do it in a big way. Slot's not playing this season. Edwards isn't playing this season. Hughes ain't playing this season. And we got some bright new shinings that we can look forward to. Not to mention some of the stuff coming out from the friendly today. Rio bagging a goal. Chiesa on fire bagging another goal. Nunes getting a hat trick. Does Nunes stay? I don't know. Let me know down below. Maybe he adds to the firepower of this new look attack. We'll see what happens with Isak. Apparently that deal isn't done. Insane stuff happening right now at Liverpool Football Club. What are you most excited about? Let me know down below. Again, thank you for the 8,000. We just jumped another 200 subs. So I appreciate you guys growing like crazy. Unbelievable stuff. Thanks, guys. Again, you guys are amazing. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.